Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm participating in a YouTube hop hosted by Creative Chaos in Tennessee, TN if you want to look her up. So she has hit her 500th subscriber and she wanted to celebrate by hosting this YouTube hop. Now the challenge is to use flowers and bling, which are her two favorite things. Not mine. I rarely do flowers, even though I have granddaughters and a daughter. But it also made me remind me that I have never finished this mini album of my son and my daughter-in-law's wedding. Now, they got married in 2019, so it has been a while. But I was just gifted a whole bunch of three-dimensional flowers, and I thought this would be perfect for this hop. So what I decided to do is, this is a paper bag album, and it's a little bit larger paper bag, and the base is about 8 by 8. So these pages are 7.5 by 7.5 inch square. Now if you've ever done a paper bag album, there's lots of pockets and pulls, or any really mini albums, or at least in my albums, I do a lot of flips and flaps and a little bit of everything. So this little inset right here, it goes inside one of the bigger pockets. Now I am trying to get as many photos as possible in this small 7.5 by 7.5 inch square, which usually means about 2 photos. So I'm cutting them down. I'm kind of cutting away the fluff, if you want to call it that, background stuff that I don't see too necessary, or I might have multiple pictures with the same background, so it's not that important to keep full background on all the photos. So this portion right here is when we were outside the church getting ready to go in. Now my son and my daughter-in-law got married in Acapulco, and that building on the left is the church, the one I'm putting adhesive on right now. And if you are an Elvis Presley fan, and if you've ever seen the movie Acapulco, you will see him in that church. So it's pretty cool. We were pretty excited to see that in the movie because we were actually there. So basically what I'm doing is, I had made them a big 12 by 12 album. I mean, the year they got married or right after. So I had a lot of scraps, still had the paper pads, a lot of the bling, and just kind of a little bit of everything. So I just really try to use as much of that stuff as possible. That's the nice thing about a mini album, is you are able to use more of those scrap or smaller pieces. So this is kind of like a grid pattern, only because I filled up every little portion of these sections. So you see that little sliver? I grabbed that scrap piece of paper, added a fishtail banner, and then just put that right there in the middle of it. And you see that flower over on the top right? That is one of the flowers that I was gifted. So this is the back side of that insert, and I'm cut this square down to 7 by 7, put that on there. And again, these are more pictures of her outside of the church. Now I have these really small prints, which I love to do. Basically what I do at my local Walgreens, I just do the collage print in the 4 by 6 size. And if you do 2 pictures, you get approximately, 2 by 3 or 3 by 4, sorry. But this one probably had multiple photos. That's why it's really small. The more photos you put in the collage, the smaller the pictures will be. So I love doing that because I think that's so fun, and it helps add more photos to your page. But also, not every photo needs to be a 4 by 6 or a huge size. So I had a picture of the church already in the front, and if you notice, this little picture that I just touched right now, the one on the far left, is the exact same picture as the one on the other side. I figured I had it, I may as well use it. And it was so small, it didn't really take up too much space. So I didn't do a lot of bling, but I did use pearls and some of the stickers that I use, and they're just your basic wedding stickers. They did have some bling on it, so I was excited about that. Now I did find these little pull tabs. These are actually from an Illustrated Faith line, but they were black and white, and some of them just had hearts. And so I thought they worked perfect for these photos as well. Now her wedding colors were pink and black, white, pink, but also with a rose gold. And I found this paper pack, now again, this is back in 2019, that had the rose gold and the pink, and it was just so perfect. So the little circle that I just put that sticker on, that said something like YOLO. Obviously I'm not going to use that, but if you put the sticker right on top of it, you are able to use pieces like that in your your layouts. Now that bird piece, which I'm just covering right now, I ended up putting a sticker right on top of that, so you'll see that later. I'll try to point that out when I show it. So here's that paper bag album, and this is the part that opens up. Now I'm putting some double-sided tape just to close that up to give it a little bit more structure, and you see there how I'm just placing that in there, and it's so pretty. Now these are pages that I've done before. You see what I was talking about, flips and flaps and everything in between. I am adding some tabs because I'll be honest with you, it's been a while since I did those 2 other pages, and I forgot that portion right there flipped. So that's easy to do. So I flipped and flapped, and now I'm going to add some more flowers. I do have some cards that have like all these little like love and kind of love sentiments and sayings. So I'm adding those wherever I can. This video is not going to show all of the layouts because basically this is just a YouTube hop, and I'm supposed to only be doing one layout. So I kind of cheated a little bit, I guess. Oh, look at that. See, that was the pound sign, or I guess nowadays you think of it as the well, it used to be the number sign. I don't even know what it is. A hashtag, I guess. So I just put that sticker in the middle of it. Now look at, this is all the fluff. This is all the good stuff that I had already set aside, a couple years ago, or a few years ago now, of their wedding, what was left over, what I didn't use. And so it was nice that they're all still in one place. So it was so much easier to just grab things, washi tapes, things like that. So you see how I'm just kind of going back and filling in and adding some pretties is what I like to call them. A lot of just very simple punched hearts, things like that. So again, this is a YouTube hop. I'm going to have all of the participants in the information box. I do hope that you take time and go through each one. I will list Creative Chaos in Tennessee first, so you know where to start. But you can always start with me and just move your way around, or hop your way around. So I post 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, and the other is whatever it is I'm creating in the command center, and that could really just be anything. I love to be creative, so I'm using my Cricut a lot, and those are paper projects as well as vinyl. I do a lot of painting, junk journaling, just a little bit of everything, and I do hope you get a chance to go through my playlist if you're not already a subscriber, and even if you are a subscriber, you may have missed some. Make sure you hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And like I said, I post 2 a week, and I hope you decide to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit like if you like this video. I know I'm really going fast. I sped up most of this stuff because, again, I kind of felt like I was cheating a little bit on the blog hop because I'm not just working on one layout, but I also think that people like seeing other things. You can use any of this stuff on a 12 by 12 layout. As a matter of fact, when I did my son and daughter-in-law's album, the 12 by 12 album, I had a lot of flips and flaps in it as well. Flips and flaps, not flops, as well, because there were so many pictures, and you can only put so many in one album. Now, of course, I used my flips and flaps that I used were the ones that were actually in little protectors. And if you go through my playlist, you can see a lot of my 12 by 12 layouts do have those. I purchased mine from close to my heart, but I think you can get them anywhere. But when I use a mini album, I don't bother with the page protectors because even the regular pages aren't in a page protector, if that makes any sense. So again, this is a paper bag album that I had started back in 2019, and for whatever reason just stopped. And because of this YouTube hop, I decided to continue, and I will definitely finish. Now, I'm really just kind of concentrating on a few of the pages here, but I will, when I'm done, do like a flip through, because I think it'll be really fun to see it when it's completed. Like I mentioned before, the general size of these layouts are 7 by 7, or 7.5 by 7.5. And, I'm trying to fit at least 2 photos on each page. We have a lot of photos still. A lot of these were just duplicates of the ones I used in their albums, or some of them I just thought, I might have had 2 very similar. So I just, made this little album for myself. And I did the same thing when my other son got married 2 years prior to this one. But just a fun way. I know mini albums were such a popular thing at one point. Maybe they still are. I just don't really do them anymore. Because most of my pages, it's just easier in a 12 by 12 album. But paperback albums, if you've never done one before, are really fun. This is actually pretty big size paper bags. I used to be an Avon representative, and I purchased a bunch of bags because you're packing up your orders, right? And like the bag size is, well, it must be 16 by 8, because for the most part the half of the sides are 8 by 8, because that's why the cardstock is 7.5 by 7.5. I hope that makes sense. Here I am using some washi tape. Now this is a really good hint. You see how I'm using that? I use that piece of paper to tear the washi tape. Most of the time I just tear it. I don't care if it's even or not. But if you care about a smooth edge, normally I use my ruler, but I could not find it. So I just grabbed a piece of heavyweight cardstock and then I held it against it and then tore up. And that gives you a clean edge with washi tape. And I was really happy to use this rose gold washi. Oh, there's my Avon bag, because I buy all this washi tape and then I don't even use it. So I did use it a couple times. Here's another flip flap that I did. I didn't do that all the way on camera, but that was behind that flip flap. So you can see I'm just adding more and more photos to this album. So much fun. But I hope you like this. Please make sure you go around and hop to the other participants. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next week. Thank you for watching. Bye.